Hello, hello. How are we doing? Feel like it's a little bit dark. Just the lighting a little bit. Hello guys, Paris, Mid Power Rounder, Rohan, Shishi. How are you guys this Saturday evening? Is it evening for you too? Today we're doing another basic beginner drawing. Detective Conan. Who grew up on Detective Conan? Yes, me too. Are we ready? Type 1 when if you're ready. Oh, I was about to start something advanced, but just reminded myself this is a beginner's course. Okay, let's do a circle. So from the day 1 and day 2, we learned how to draw Pikachu and Eevee. From the importance of those classes is learn basic shapes and proportions. That's how we can improve our form accuracy. Let me start recording. So the head, let's draw a circle. Okay, then so let's see here. So basically it's a circle represents this part, and then about halfway point, that's where the eyebrow is. So it's a little bit tilted. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Okay, so for this one, it's a slightly off center. It's not full symmetry. And for the Loomis method, you basically take a knife and slice the sides of the sphere off. And now we're gonna do the eye socket. Okay. Now we're gonna mark the scenting. You got the hairline, eyebrow, nose, and the chin. And this cross. Where the ear starts. Draw the face. Thank you for the sub. Hi, Benito. Is there a playlist of a Ceylon to track? Yeah, I'll organize that into a playlist. And now we got the hair. Adjusting a little bit. It's based on the observation. Yeah, you go to the live tab. I think the issue is probably most people don't don't go to see the live tab. They probably just see videos and they see shorts. And then there is the live tab. I'm gonna go check on my son and see how he's doing at this point. Okay, I'm back. Definitely seen some issues about maybe this is a little bit challenging. So the issue I've seen right now is my kids are the lines are way too hairy. So I'm gonna try to show what should be the correct align strokes look like. Alright, let's do a little line exercise. Okay, so the line need to be like that. So ideally, most of the line that we use is skinny on the side and heavy in the middle. But you can also do heavy in the side and skinny middle. But the most one that we use is this. So try to lose your hand and draw quick. Make a stroke clean. And feel free to rotate your paper if in the beginning. The thing that a lot of people have, because you see it, you see basically the way that we draw lines is always an arch. So you can use the pivot point use your finger as a pivot point, or you can use your wrist as a pivot point, or you can use your elbow as a pivot point, or your shoulder. So this is, so use shoulder to draw the longest line. Most of the time we use elbow. Sometimes we use wrist or finger. Finger is the smallest. So that's how you. So just grab a scrap paper and just go crazy on the scrap paper. You want to free your hand. I remember when I was a beginner in the class, the teacher just asked us to do this on a piece of paper. Hello, Kikormatu. Hello, Mahara. I don't see the first. Okay. So keep practicing lines. Then you're gonna draw to. You're gonna connect the dots. Yeah, here's a crash course on lines. And if you gotta connect multiple dots, feel free to rotate your paper to get the best angle for you to apply the force. So ultimately you want a clean line. You don't want this. This is bad. So that's what I see my children are doing right now. It's they have a lot of this. You priority wise, you rather draw inaccurately in the beginning. There's no wrong. Remember my art teachers, there's no wrong drawing. So just you want to free your hand. So in the beginning, focus on your lines first, and secondly, accuracy. Okay, I'm gonna practice more on that on your free time. If you practice about 15 minutes a day, I guarantee you in 2 weeks you'll have a professional looking line. Okay, so back to this. I see there are some inaccuracy that my students are doing right now. I think they drew the head a little bit too big. So I think we have to do some proportion measurements. So we got the let's start with this. So first you have that circle, and so the circle pretty much comes to about the jaw location. So from the jaw to the top of the head, halfway point, that's the eyebrow. So start with it. Just take your fingers and measure From the jaw to the middle point, that's the eyebrow. And then that's the top of the head. So that's one measurement. Second measurement is you kind of like rough guesstimate where the hairline is. So hairline is right there. And from the hairline to the eyebrow, right there, to the center of the eyebrow, which is here. Hairline to the center of the eyebrow, and from the center of the eyebrow to the bottom of the nose. And then from bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. So that's the vertical spacing. Let's do horizontal. Horizontal, you basically use the eyes. A bit bigger. Okay, so there you have the eyes. And then you see at the corner of the eyes, this distance here is about right there. Then you round it off to the cheek, the chin. So we started off a little bit wider than what it should be. That's okay. So just remember, don't need to marry to your frame, because in the beginning you're doing lots of visual estimates. The more experienced you become, the more accurate your estimate is gonna be. But it's bound to have some kind of error. So don't feel like you got to really follow that framework. That framework is just gonna help you. So if you see there are something is not right, just double check everything. Find any frame of reference that you can check. Okay, so right now let's put the mouth in. The mouth is for this proportion is just slightly above the halfway point. So you see the halfway point is here between the bottom nose to the chin. Then you can even do the just a halfway point. You can make that the bottom of the, like this part right here, and then above it then there are other things you can check your accuracy. So there are a couple of ways. One is you do the plumb line. So if you look at the reference, just imagine a plumb line or a vertical line that scan across the reference. So you want to see where does the edge of the mouse stops. You drop a plumb line and see, so the edge of the mouse should be stopped at the edge of the eye, which is what we have here. So this is one way of checking your accuracy, is use the plumb line. And then there's another way to check your accuracy. It's to use the negative spacing. Negative spacing. So human eyes are more sensitive to area than lines. So if I want you to assess the distance between the edge of the eye here to here versus here to here, you probably have a hard time of assessing whether that distance is correct. But if I ask you to assess this area, so imagine the size of this area. So I'm gonna draw it out so you can see. And I'm gonna shade it even though I shouldn't, but this is just for demonstration purpose. So check the area of this or any areas you can define. See, like here is a triangle here. Then you should be able to identify an area in the reference. See, like here you can see the relationship between the eyebrow and the glass, the frame, the glass frame. So you can see this area here, and you check this area here. So that's another way to check your accuracy. It's used negative spacing. So we talk about plumb line, and then another way is you can just use your pencil to measure. Use a measuring tool. So this one is a little bit challenged because you have to keep in mind that this is not a 1:1 ratio. The chin should be here. So we're still drafting right now, so Try to use the HB pencil so you can erase your lines fairly easily. Okay, I think this is pretty accurate. As an artist, you also want to have a little bit of artistic expression, so you don't necessarily need to do a one-for-one exact copy. As long as you think you have accomplished what are you trying to accomplish, a little bit inaccuracy, it's okay. Unless you're trying to get into a portrait drawing, then even a millimeter of inaccuracy counts. Okay, so let's erase the draft. Let me go check on my student, see how they're doing. Okay, I was a little bit surprised on how well they did, because the first go around wasn't looking that promising. I'm glad the second go around paid off. Okay, let's go into the line finals. So usually I like to start with the eyes. But this is a personal preference. You can start with an eye or whatever you prefer. So when you're working on the lines, just make sure it's a clean and no hairs or sawtooth. And if you have some sawtooth, just use the eraser to erase the extra Like say if you did like this and just erase the extra. Ideally, you want to have a clean line from the get-go, but if you're not there yet, you can use eraser to help you. Sounds like a personal problem to me. I feel like the eye is a little bit smaller. Also keep in mind, drawing is a very much feel activity. Even though sometimes try to get technical, but at the end of the day, it is still a muscle memory, just like shooting a basketball. Alright, let's do the glasses. So the main frame of reference when you draw the glasses and the eye is pay attention the area that's surrounding the eye, checking if these areas are close to what you see in the reference. So here is the opportunity for you to practice clean lines. I think the bridge is slightly wider than I like it to be. It's close enough. I think it should be here. Which will require bring the eyes to here. Human eye size, how far the chin is. For that part, it's one. It's once you have enough experience, you kind of like just know in general how big the eyes is. So firstly, you get a general sense. And secondly, you're gonna use the other tools I mentioned to help you assess the accuracy. In this case, anytime you're working with shapes, sizes of shapes, you should use the negative spacing technique to help you assess the accuracy. Like so right now I'm looking at this area, this shape. So just because naturally human eyes are more sensitive to area shapes than lines. So I'm trying to create a shape in this region that matches that, or as close as possible. And for the eyes, so basically I'm looking at this shape right here. That's the eyes relationship with the glasses. And then if you just want to assess this distance, it will be very difficult. But if you try to check this area, then just draw a shape that match this shape. it's an easier task. I would say you'll still have some errors, but the your eyes are much sensitive to the areas and shapes. So right now I'm looking at, so you see this this region here. So I'm trying to draw this shape that matches here. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle kind of like process. Yes, I will. This is beginner to hero, 0 to hero series, and we're only on day 3. Yeah, we'll get to shading later, but right now it's mostly locked in the shape, line and shape. So you can create a little bit of line weight here, line weight variation here. So this is a very Japanese way of drawing head. So you always have these. This is actually the cheekbone, but it's exaggerated lower. I don't use ink brush in this demo. I'm using a pencil. When you try to draw the ears, yeah, see, try to match this shape. But ear is something that is, human eyes are not very sensitive to ear. You can pretty much draw whatever ears you want, as long as it's somewhat recognizable. Nobody's gonna notice anything weird about it. So ear is a feature that has a very high tolerance of error. So you don't have to, if you're not good at drawing ears, don't worry too much about it, because you just draw something that resembles the ear and nobody's gonna notice anything weird about it, even you don't draw it well. Okay, now we're drawing the spike of his hair. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 big spikes. There's no real tricks here, just follow the reference as close as you can. The tricky part here is that you probably might lose track when you're in the weeds of the details and lose track of the big picture, how the overall hair connects. So you just have to go back and forth between small details and look at the overall picture. But at the end of the day, the hair spikes here, it's not that important. As long as you narrow the general parameter, doesn't matter if you draw 4, 5, 6 hair spikes and the reference is 4. Here you can rotate the paper a little bit. Just make sure you got it clean. This part here doesn't matter too much, just have to draw it in. Not a distinct Kenan feature. Here. Have you been doing art? Oh, how long have I been doing arts? I've been doing it all my life. Now we're gonna do the rest of the body. So the main class is main objective is the head. So if you get the head accomplished, that's it for the class. But feel free to continue working on the rest of the body. Anytime there's an opportunity for you to put down some lines on paper, there's an opportunity for you to practice your line. Hello, Panzer. Thank you, Runic. Hello, Daniel. Oh, all right, I'm coming. Students telling me that they can do hair, but it's doing great. Finish? Oh, good job. Okay, that's it for this class. Just waiting for my other student to turn in her work. Okay, here is the last assignment. This one came out really well. And this one was a lot of improvement too, considering how he started this with. Righty, that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining us. See you guys next time. Bye bye.